the planet Primus is brought back for the first time since B10 Alien Force. As soon as Ben lands on the planet, the uneasy score creates an off-putting atmosphere which indicates from the beginning that something is wrong. Then as soon as Ben turns, we see both an ultimate alien and the planet having absorbed the DNA of Gravitac, which is now completely warping the surrounding area. One of the reasons I brought back Primus was so I could use it and its link to the Omnitrix to get glimpses of the planets of origin for some of Ben's aliens. It is something I had always wanted to see, and this was a good opportunity to do so. It also gives us a location outside of Earth for the characters to reside on for a bit. Primus is also used as a gateway for the temporary return of Ultimate Aliens, which I thought was ultimately a nice cameo from them. Whilst Ben is being walked down by the ultimate Vulpamencer, we see more of his newly gained intelligence and maturity at play as he brainstorms potential causes of ultimate aliens existing and assesses the situation whilst also talking down the alien to try and de-escalate the situation. Ben also shows good knowledge of his aliens as he uses his familiarity with Wildmutt to think up an alien that can best take advantage of one of the main vulnerabilities to completely blind them. Here Ben kinda gets jumped by these supposed aliens. Even though Primus never had this sort of alien life inhabiting it before. This shot only lasts half a second, but if you pause here at then right moment, you'll see that the energy from Ben transforming here causes a bit of exposure for this stinkfly alien here, and you can see bits of the android underneath. This movie has a lot of focus on the past, so we can see how these characters have had relationships spanning over years from their childhood. Here we see some teasing and bickering between Ben and Gwen. Of course, Gwen uses the fact that Ben's meddling with the Omnitrix as leverage against him. Gwen was always smart enough to use Ben's recklessness and mistakes against him in the original series, like two siblings in a way. This flashback originally had a very different purpose, but here it's used in contrast to the last scene, as before this scene we saw Grandpa Max slightly reminiscing of this same time, and then we cut to Ben doing the same, showing that they both miss each other. Ben has his hand dipped in the codon stream as he has now figured out that this is what transforms the environment, which we now see through this environment from Earth. We then see Ben's use of the master control as he moves the alien playlist without touching it. Originally this was a whole comedic sequence of Ben talking to the Omnitrix to learn more about each different alien environment he encountered, very reminiscent of a survival show, with Ben discovering that he could control the environment through a grandiose fight with an alien who he stops with the Omnitrix. This was back when the story was more heavily centered on Primus. But when he strikes the Galvan DNA, he gets flashes to a destroyed Galvan Prime, and here we see a glimpse of the past version of Vilgax in the flesh. Here we see our first actual memory of the event that has had Ben so shook up to now. Now we know that Vilgax, the Mechamorph armor, and Galvan Prime all factored into whatever happened that day.